Cooking. I'm your host, Carl Nanduri, and I'm super excited to be here trying some great Italian food at the Drunken Cook. Today I'll be talking to Massimo, which is the owner and as well as the chef of this restaurant, and trying out some great delicious food he has prepped for us. So let's go ahead and get back in the kitchen and try some great food. So tell us what you're preparing today.
Well, early this morning I went over to the different local farms that we have here, and I made the minestrone soup. I started at about 8:30 this morning, and by about 1:30 everything was done, so I chilled it down. Now I'm reheating it. We do that process for the minestrone soup primarily here. Primarily is because it enhances all the flavors of all the different vegetables that are in here.
And it looks delicious. It looks very fresh.
It is completely fresh.
You can tell that it's definitely not canned food. And I mean, so you go to the local market close by to get
No, I actually go to the farms.
Oh,
During spring and summer, the farmers market is open both Wednesday and Saturday. So the 3 farms that I go to actually are over there. So I just have to call them up. They tell me what they got,
awesome.
and then I got a big.
Farm.
Yeah.
Do you get like all the vegetables there, or I mean?
I try to get as much as I can, but being wintertime right now, there is a limit in regards to it.
Okay.
And then I have the produce purveyors who actually then tell me, and I go to them and pick it up.
Okay, so I mean, do you go according to what you're going to make and what they have during the winters, or?
It's based upon what is available in the market at the time. Basically from the farmers. I have to find out from the farmers.
You kind of come up with a menu daily, or is it like a weekly?
I do it on a weekly basis. But our menus are planned already 2 months out, and it's already posted on the website for the restaurant. So yeah, all of that is already done way in advance.
And I have to say, I love the hat. I'm always looking for a great hat. It's so wonderful. You know what, I have to admit, I mean, to be getting fresh food and coming up with menus, I mean, I know it's probably not easy, right? I mean, running a business that you have to like prepare fresh ingredients and do all that, but that is what brings the customers in as well. It's the fresh food, it's the fresh ingredients you're putting in, it's coming up with that great menu and being surprised weekly, right?
It is, but it's not as hard as people think it is. As long as you enjoy it and you have fun with it, why not, you know? And basically what I did, I went back to my roots, to my Italian roots. I mean, I was born and raised in Italy, so I finally decided, you know what, instead of doing all the fancy schmancy, just let me go back to good old-fashioned, down-to-earth cooking, and that's what I'm doing.
So, I mean, a lot of these ingredients, did you grow up with this? Like your grandma's cooking and your grandpa's cooking, or is it like family ingredients, family recipes?
No, actually, all of the sauces that we make for all the pastas that we serve are actually old traditional Italian sauces. It's not anything that I reinvented or anything like that. What I have done is I kept them in their true traditional Italian format. I have not tried to change them to kind of accommodate what most Americans are familiar with in regards to some of these sauces.
Very authentic Italian food, right?
Yes.
I'm so excited. So we have the soup going. What else are you preparing?
I have now, you're in luck, because yesterday I made some fresh lamb cannelloni. Now that I have to confess, the filling is my own recipe. And that is heating up right now in the oven, and you'll have a chance to taste it, and then you can tell me whether or not you like it. In addition to that, earlier today, I made eggplant parmigiano because I had a special showing, and they requested eggplant parmigiano, so I made it.
Oh, wow.
Now, I don't make it, after I just finished saying that I make it truly traditional, I lied.
You had all your other ingredients,
I have my own recipe in regards to eggplant parmesan, which is what I've done. It's primarily because I like it being a little bit lighter, and it adds a little bit more flavor dimensions to it. So mine has changed.
I love to cook, so like I know I look up recipes online, and I'm always like, okay, I'm gonna go according to what it says, and then I kind of just add my own little personal touches, you know, while I'm going. And I'm like, wait, I don't have this, but I can put this. So I I do a lot of that, and I'm sure as a cook you do that as well. You know, there's a lot of recipes, but you add your own touch to it.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's the beautiful thing about recipes. Recipes are just a guideline to what actually you can do. And the guideline gives you basically the basics, you know? It's like putting one foot in front of the other. And then afterwards, it's your choice in regards to what socks or what shoes you want to wear in that walk. Exactly. What flavors and what spices you want to add to the recipe that basically is there. But yeah.
Well, you know, it shows. I mean, everything about this restaurant is very, you know, family oriented. I see a lot of pictures, and I know you mentioned a lot of stuff that's hanging around, or the pictures, or like stuff that is all your family that has, I guess, donated it to the restaurant, which is great.
I wouldn't really say they donated it, but it is all of my family. All the pictures hanging here are all friends and families pictures. All the utensils that you see hanging here are all kitchen utensils that either my great-grandparents have used or my grandparents. Not so much my parents, but myself have used. It kind of skipped a generation there.
So they're antiques, you know?
Yes.
So I would consider these antiques. That's wonderful.
And they all have a wee bit of a story, and some of them I can recall them very vividly as a child. And no, they're not so pleasant, some of the memories, because Grandma put me to work.
Oh, yeah. Well, you
So,
know,
yeah.
it paid off, right?
Yes,
But
yes.
It's a wonderful restaurant that you have. So, no, I have to, I'm very impressed. I love the personal touch. I love the wine bottles. I'm a huge wine drinker myself. So, it's wonderful to see something like this and well put together. So, it's very nice.
Well, right now what I'm going to do is make you the two pasta specials that we have for this week. And one is always a vegetarian, the other one is always a meat. So we always can accommodate vegetarians as well as omnivores.
That's great. I have a lot of vegetarians in my house. We're always like, you know, if I could go to this restaurant, I don't know if they're going to have vegetarian dishes. So that's really important to put that.
And because we do pastas, a lot of people always ask me whether or not we do gluten-free pastas. And yes, we do gluten-free pastas. I cook with quinoa pasta, which is an ancient grain. It is gluten-free. I do not do rice pasta. It's not pasta. Yeah, it's just not pasta. So yeah, that's what I'm going to start doing for you.
You know, I have tried rice pasta. I think it's sticky and it has all this starch in it. It's hard to, you know, deal with. It's not easy at all.
The problem with it is that it comes apart very easily. It's very, very finicky. It's very delicate, so therefore it's very hard. And not only that, but the texture and everything from it, it doesn't follow what pasta is. So yeah, no, yeah. So what I'm going to make you right now is called alla matriciana. And what that has is basically has our marinara sauce. It has Italian bacon, which is called pancetta. It will have fresh oregano, roasted bell peppers, some chili flakes, and salt and pepper. And we always finish everything that we have with some wine.
Oh, yes.
I mean, after all, I am Italian, so we have to do it. So what I'm going to start first and foremost is with the Italian bacon.
My husband's favorite, right here.
Yeah.
Loves
Now,
bacon.
I don't know if folks know this, but Italian bacon is very different from American bacon. It's not smoked. What we do is we brine it, and then we cure it. And the way we brine it is primarily with some clove leaves and herbs, and then that's for the brining. And then after that, we cure it, and we cure it in salt and pepper. And we pack it down, and we do that for about 3 months.
Oh, wow.
The brining is about 3 to 4 weeks based upon how big the piece is.
There's
and
a
how
lot
long it
that's
takes.
going into this,
Oh, yeah.
this bacon. I mean, it's a lot of preparation.
Yeah, and not only that, but Italian bacon comes in big fat walls. So it's not pre-cut. So we cut it by hand and then we cook it. And that's the reason, as we can see, it's kind of chunky. It's
So can you eat this without cooking it? Is this, you know, the version of just,
no,
you know?
it is partially pre-cooked, and then we finish the cooking. Yeah, and then we finish it when the oil comes in the pan itself.
Okay,
yeah.
Wonderful.
Yes, we do cook with garlic, but very little. We don't use that much garlic in Italy.
Really?
For some reason, yeah.
Because everyone uses Italy and garlic all the time.
Yeah,
right?
no, actually it's completely the opposite. In Italy we cook primarily with onions and not so much with garlic, but somehow the perception is that we cook with garlic. That's not the case.
Yeah. I think you go to a lot of Italian restaurants and we're talking about like Olive Garden and stuff, and you tend to see a lot of garlic, so you start believing that.
Yeah, no, and that's not the case at all.
Is it what, it overpowers?
It does. And what we want to do is, especially in Italy, what we always try to do is to balance things out. We never want to have one flavor of one item overpower everything else.
That is great advice.
Yeah. Now this is some fresh oregano that we're putting in. Okay. Second, I do need my towel.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to add the garlic. As you can tell, it's very little. We don't add that much. Yeah, it just has a shadow. Has a little shadow. Now we're going to add some heat.
Yes.
Here's some chili flakes that I'm putting on. Now, we are at the Drunken Cook, and like I said, we do cook with wine. And in a few seconds, you will see it flaming up.
Oh, great. We can't wait for that. I wish my kitchen would do that sometimes. I do cook with some white wine here and there, you know, sometimes.
I always cook with either red or white. Most of the vegetarian sauces, they use white wine. But at times, there is red wine.
Let's see what the red meats are required.
It's probably what it goes with the sauce, with the ingredients in the sauce. For instance, this has meat in it, so right now the red wine will bring out the flavor of the meat.
Hopefully you're getting that down. Oh, it's the best part.
Yes, I'm really used to this, so it doesn't scare me.
Yeah, I bet it doesn't. I've tried that a couple times at home. It still scares me a little bit.
Now what I'm trying to do is right now, all the flame was the alcohol going out. Now what is happening is all the nice beautiful sugar that the wine has is combining with the sugar in the food. And now I'm adding the last, our house-made marinara sauce.
I feel like she starts selling this at the grocery store. You know, I mean, the ones you get in those cans have nothing on, I'm sure, on this, you know.
Yeah, no. And now, I'm going to let it just warm up a little bit. What it's going to allow now is for the marinara sauce to combine itself with all the different flavors of the different items that are inside.
I can smell that.
Yeah.
So it smells so delicious. And yeah, I can smell the wine.
Oh yeah.
I can smell that wine.
Yeah. Now I'm turning it off because I forgot to set myself up with some pasta.
Oh yeah, sure, no worries. We'll be right here going through your ingredients. I believe this is some of the pesto as well.
I partially pre-cook the pasta, but it's still very chewy because in Italy we make it al dente, which has a little bit of a bite to it.
So it's not al dente, it's al dente. Because I gotta learn, yeah, because I tend to say al dente all the time. That's a very American
it's al dente.
And
the only thing I'm doing here is just basically heating up the pasta. Okay. It will start the cooking process because, like I said, it's a little bit on the underdone side. Now we pre-portion everything so everybody knows they're going to get all the same portion.
Okay, that's great.
The sauce might vary a little, but
so they don't look at the neighbors and say, wait, he has a little bit more than me, right?
Correct. Now the final secret is that you need to put the pasta in the sauce and heat it up in the sauce because that allows the sauce to go into the pasta. And that is what makes the difference.
Let it cook a little. So you keep it al dente.
Keep it still al dente, but it's the heat that will allow the pasta to
absorb.
It's like a sponge, so it will start absorbing some of the sauce.
What's your hours? I know you're open from 5, I believe it's 5 p.m. to 5 p.m.
We actually are open on weekdays, Tuesday through Thursday, from 5 p.m. to 8:30. And then on Fridays and Saturdays, we're open until 9. So half an hour more. Yeah.
So I mean, it's a lot of preparation too. You know, you have to. You are preparing since the morning as well. There's a lot that goes into it.
Oh yes. Now.
Your mouth isn't watering. I don't know. My mouth is watering and can't wait to try it.
Well. The final touch is some Parmesan cheese. I forgot to take it out, but I'll bring it out in a moment.
This is the camera. You're very good with the camera. Have you done this before?
I have actually.
Okay. I was like, it looks like a professional. This is only our third show.
Yeah, no, I don't quite do it professionally, but I have been in several different cooking shows.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
So yeah, I'm somewhat familiar. And I have done cooking classes, so with regards to all of this, very familiar. There you go. And a little bit of Italian parsley, just for some color. And you're done.
Wow.
And let me grab you some forks.
Thank you. Yes, definitely. Well, we're gonna go sit down and try this delicious pasta, so join me. Would you want to join us?
No,
okay, yeah, preparations, okay.
I have to check on the Eggplant Parmigiano.
Yes. Okay. So here I am trying this wonderful pasta, and I can't wait to see how delicious. I mean, it just looks so good, and you know, and that's you have to get the noodles right. I mean, the spaghetti. It's very, very important for you to get the texture just perfect, and this definitely looks like it would be perfect. Flavor, I can really taste the wine, and all the flavors come really well together. They're blending really good, and that Parmesan cheese on the top, just like cherry on a cake. So it's wonderful. Now I'm trying some of this great, delicious minestrone soup that he's been cooking since 8:30 in the morning. So I can't wait to dig into all these fresh ingredients from the local farm here in Salem. So I'm just very excited. It looks like there's a lot of peas, kidney beans. Is this squash? Is there squash in here as well? In the soup, what ingredients are we seeing? Carrots, kidney beans, peas?
The ingredients vary, like I said. It's basically based on what I can find from the farm.
But in this particular
one,
soup,
it has. I was able to get some fresh English peas.
Okay.
Took a long time to shuck them, but
that's not
I succeeded. Yeah. It does have Cannelloni beans. It does have garbanzo beans. It has some red kidney beans. It has carrots. It has some celery. It's got some zucchini.
Do I see onions as well?
It has onions. It has roasted garlic in it. The herbs that I use is thyme, oregano, and chili flakes with some bay leaves.
Okay.
There is sauteed onions, like I said, and roasted garlic. God, I can't think of what else there is. Oh, there's broccoli, and I believe I put in some squash, but I'm not quite sure.
Wow, that's a lot of great fresh ingredients. I can't wait to try it.
Well, I'll tell you a little secret about what minestrone soup is. Everybody thinks that there's an actual recipe for minestrone soup. Minestrone soup is basically anything, including the kitchen sink, in it. It's basically any leftovers you have.
Oh, okay.
So that's what it is.
Can you add dumplings and stuff as well?
You can add whatever you wish.
I like that because I like adding whatever I have in the fridge, you know, whenever I can. So it's just really about maybe the oregano and the spices that you can add to everything that you have.
Yes, yes. Now, I keep mine purely vegan. In fact, we can keep the cheese out so that can make it definitely vegan. If you want the cheese, then that becomes then a vegetarian dish. But yes, the broth and everything you basically are tasting is strictly based upon the vegetables in which is cooked in.
Oh yeah, a bowl of this every day would definitely make you feel fit and great. It's wonderful because it's vegetables and it doesn't feel like there's oil or anything in it. It just feels like really fresh, good ingredients that you can have probably every day at home, that you would get something like this at home. You would make something like this at home. So it's great. I know you're missing out, but I'm going to go back to my soup. So
we put the cannelloni and eggplant.
That looks
both
so
ready.
good.
And
okay, so tell us a little bit about these dishes.
Okay, well, the eggplant parmesan, I make it a little bit differently than we actually do in Italy. I grab the eggplant and I bread it, and then I quickly deep fry it in olive oil, and then I layer it. Normally, eggplant parmesan is about 2 layers of the eggplant with the parmesan cheese and the marinara sauce. I make it a little bit more. It's about 4 to 5 layers. Now this one has kind of collapsed a little bit, so I apologize for that.
No, it still looks great.
Yeah, I don't suspect it's going to change the flavor too much. The one thing, the pans have just come out of the oven, so you want to be careful. Because they are really hot.
Yes. No, it still looks very tempting, so you don't have to worry about that at all.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Can't let anything go to waste.
No, you can't. It's not in a restaurant like this, especially, right?
Yes. Here you go. And now let me give you the cannelloni.
Okay, and what's in the cannelloni?
Now, cannelloni.
Cannelloni. Yeah. Okay, I like that.
Now the cannelloni I made, they are made in-house from fresh. I go up to Portland to get the fresh pasta sheets, and we make it in-house. And this is my own recipe.
Okay.
I make a lamb-filled cannelloni, and what I do is I grab some onions, carrots, capers, cilantro, and I cook it down all together. I add then some allspice, cinnamon, and nutmeg to it, besides the salt and pepper. And then I chill it. Once it's chilled, then I add the ricotta cheese to it. And that is the filling that we have. Now, the sauces that are on top of it are the traditional sauces that all cannelloni sauce will have, and that is marinara and bechamel sauce.
Okay, and what kind of cheese are we looking at?
And this is Parmesan cheese that is on top. Yes.
I'm definitely going to need a goodie bag today. It's a lot of good food.
And here you go.
Delicious. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sit down and try this delicious food. Okay, I'm going to try some of this. First, I'm going to try the eggplant because it's just so tempting. So let's... Fresh eggplant, batter, cheese, sauce. So I've had Parmesan eggplant before, and this is definitely different because you can really taste the eggplant. It's not too much batter, it's overpowering the eggplant, and it just has this wonderful taste, and you can tell how fresh it is. And now I'm gonna go ahead and try the delicious pizza, so let's go and see.
Here, let me give you a knife.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's great filling inside. And there's minced lamb in here, which is so good. Oh my god. I really have to come down and try this. It's so good.
Out of popular demand, I should say, on Wednesdays I now alternate between ossobuco and the cannelloni.
Oh my god, yes, I could tell why.
Besides the 2 pasta specials that we have.
Oh, okay, so you also do that on top, okay. Yeah. Well, I can tell why it's in demand. It's so good. I mean, the filling is just, the filling inside is lamb, as you had mentioned. So is it, I didn't know you could mince, is it like minced lamb? Like you mince
It's ground lamb.
Ground lamb.
It's ground
Okay.
lamb, yes.
Okay.
What I do is I purchase ground lamb.
Okay.
And then I add all those ingredients which you mentioned, which is the carrots, the
Now
onions,
that's-
the capers.
Oh God, yes, you have to come down and try this dish. It's so good.
The nice thing is that people, I know quite a few folks that don't like cilantro. You can't really taste
You
it.
can't taste the cilantro at all. But I add cilantro to everything. I'm just one of those people. But some people think it's overpowering. But you can't taste the cilantro at all.
No, in fact, like I said, we try always, or at least I try always to get a nice balance where nothing is overpowering and everything is nicely evenly blended.
And I've noticed that in all of his dishes is that, you know, you could taste the ingredients separately. You can't, you know, they all blend in together, but then you can also taste them separately as well, which is great.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Well, you have one more dish
Oh my
that I'm
goodness.
going to cook, and that's what we call in Italy the Norma, which is roasted eggplant with sauteed caramelized onion, fresh oregano, and I'll cook it for you right now.
All
with some
right,
chili
great.
flakes.
Let's head back to the kitchen. And I'm glad I didn't have lunch today.
Again, the secret in the cooking on any of the dishes is you always want to heat up your pan first before you add anything to it. We always start with olive oil. I'm a good Italian. That's the only thing to cook with.
Yeah, Italian. I mean, I agree that that's most of the time the only thing I can cook is usually olive oil. It's healthy. But I know I've heard that some of the olive oil you have to get, you can't burn it, right? There's two different types of olive oil.
Actually, any olive oil that you cook with can never be burned. The other thing is that olive oil is the one and only still true oil that is non-saturated in regards to the fat.
And that's where the flavors, like some of the flavors really well.
Yes. So it basically means it doesn't stick to your veins.
And that's what we want, yes. We
Yes.
want to live a healthy, good life. So, I mean, anytime I do pasta, it's usually
Yes. Now the ingredients that go into this is the roasted eggplant, and what we have done is we have marinated the eggplant. We roasted it ahead of time. Okay. We then add some fresh diced tomatoes, and what I've done is I actually got fresh tomatoes and I concassé it. What that means, concassé, is that I grabbed the tomatoes, dropped them in very hot water, took them immediately out and put them in an ice bath.
Okay.
That causes the skin to come apart.
Okay, so you don't have to do all the dirty work?
Well, no, you do the dirty work, and then it's very easy to peel.
Okay.
Once that is done, then I chop them up and I add them to the sauce. Now, in addition to that, we'll add some of the onions, and as you can tell, yes, we do cook with a lot of onions in Italy.
I like that.
Yes,
Onion always brings that great flavor.
yes, and then always some oregano, and again, fresh oregano.
Where are you finding? I'm like always looking for fresh oregano. It's so hard to find, and they're costly as well.
They are expensive. Now we do add a little bit of garlic, but as you can tell, very little, because the main flavor we want is the flavor of the onions versus the flavor of the garlic. So, yeah. Now we do add some heat to this dish, so here's again some chili flakes. Both of these dishes have chili flakes, but as you can see, because we build all the sauces, and building means that we have all the ingredients of the sauces separately. So once we get the order, then we start cooking. Yeah. So if somebody doesn't like something, then we can keep it out.
That's wonderful. Yes.
Or if they like a little bit more of, then we can add more to it. Yes.
And you're very organized. I like that. You know, everything is not everything.
Well, after many, many years of doing this, yes,
You learn
that you have to be organized.
I guess it's done properly, right?
Yeah. Now, this one is going to be a white wine sauce. Now, we always add a little bit of butter, and as you can tell, it's not much. It's very little. It's about almost the tip of my finger, as you can tell. And we do that because a little bit of fat content will add, that will enhance the flavor, actually, of the dishes.
Yeah, for the amount of pasta you're getting, that's nothing.
Yeah, but before we do that, we have to do some flingage.
Let's do this for you. Sure, even the customers love that.
Oh yeah. Now we we have some salt and pepper. Now the difference between white wine and the red wine is that white wine does not have that much sugar, although it's sweeter, it actually does not have as much sugar as the red wine.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So we don't go.
Very sweet.
Yeah, we don't do that much deglazing. It's primarily what we want to do is burn the alcohol out.
Just keep the flavor, but not the alcohol. Even though we're at the Drunken Cook, right?
Yes. Although you are the Drunken Cook, we do not. If the insurance company would hear that we do, oh boy. I don't. Again, now what we're going to do is we're going to wait for the pasta to heat up a little bit. Then I'll turn the burner back on and I'll add the pasta to that. And that will get a lot of pasta flavors.
Are we using a different type of pasta in this dish?
No, it's all spaghetti.
All spaghetti.
I normally pair the sauces with the type of which is best for it. So in this case, either fettuccine or spaghetti. Linguine will not go all that much because either you have two. See, with the pasta, you have a little less of the pasta flavor, which is great. Or fettuccine, which is a little bit more pasta, a little bit sour. The linguine is the midpoint.
And it's also a little thicker to get all to get the absorb all this flavor.
No,
Does that matter?
no, the fettuccine is thicker.
As well.
Yeah, so therefore the flavor of it will go well with it. The linguine, not to say you can't, but
you could try it, but
yes,
you know.
by all means, anything can do.
Anything can do. Tell me a little bit about this name, man. Keep up with this. Is it all your idea?
No, the Drunken Cook is not an Asian restaurant. It's an Italian restaurant.
Oh, that's why they think that the drunken noodles.
Yeah, exactly. It's primarily, you know, the way I came up with the name, and actually I did not come up with the name. The Chimichurri Business Center had, when I first came and started looking around to where I could possibly set up, one of the things that the Chimichurri Business Center was offering an online survey, and they had a pre-structured system, and I had 5 names, but their structured system required 7 names, and it was very late in the afternoon, I was very tired, so I basically gave them carte blanche coming up with 2 additional names.
Okay.
Now the Chimichurri Business Center is kind of joined with the Chimichurri Community College, and I suspect that one of the students there had a lot of fun. And they came up, it was just a suspicion of mine, came up with the Drunken Cook. Now, when I got the survey back, though, 63% of the folks that responded on the survey liked the name Drunken Cook.
Right.
The other name that was chosen, 23% approval rating. So I couldn't not listen to what you were telling me. So.
Yeah, so that's the right way to do it. You know, I should have thought about that when I came up with my cooking show name. It was so difficult, right? They're so hard.
Yeah.
Very difficult.
Yeah. So that's how the name of the Drunken Cook.
Well, I love it.
The funny thing is that whoever came up with that name still to this day has not come forward to claim ownership of it.
Well, they want you to take the credit for it, which is really sweet, actually, because I would be like, you know what? But,
yeah, the catch is I can't.
Yeah, no.
I can't take credit for something that somebody else came
No,
up
I
with.
agree. I mean, it's just very, very humble of them to be, you know, not. They just want you to take the name, and that was their idea, but they want you to, you know, enjoy it.
Well, here,
right.
sit down, and you can tell me how much you like this.
Oh God, I have all this food and.
Here, let me move these guys out of the way.
Thank you very much. And yes, I get another plate.
And, yep, here you go.
Thank you so much. Alright. So this is the eggplant pasta, which we just cooked in the kitchen. And you saw all the ingredients. And like you saw me last time with my pho, I still tend to do this with my pasta because easier to eat this way. So you can roll it around so it's not as messy. And actually the noodles don't seem to be very long, so it's not too bad. I think it's the wine. It's a lot of sweetness to this dish. I think the wine really brings out the flavor. And yeah, I mean, it's not, I don't even think you put any sugar, but I think it is the wine that is bringing a little sweetness to this dish. So the eggplant Parmesan pasta is delicious. Definitely recommend it. And I also think it's the onions too that is bringing the sweetness. So it's delicious. Okay, Massimo, thank you so much for having us. I had such a great time. I have to admit the food was delicious, and it was, how do you say it? Italian? Buonissimo. And I can't wait to come back with my husband to try this delicious food again.
Thank you very much for coming, and I hope you have a great week.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Take care, everybody.